Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Edmundo Armendariz. Tengo aproximadamente 8 años registrado en esta iglesia de Santa Ana. Hace 3 años me uní al grupo de San Vicente de Paúl. Al principio no tenía idea de qué se trataba. Me fui dando cuenta que es una organización que ayuda a los pobres y una de muchas que tenemos aquí en Santa Ana. Este grupo de San Vicente se mantiene de donaciones y voluntarios y se ayuda a personas que no pueden pagar la electricidad, agua, gas o comida. No importa qué raza o religión. En una ocasión fuimos Galen y yo a una casa que había pedido ayuda. Una señora con muletas nos abrió. Vivía con sus 2 nietos. Al terminar el formulario, Galen le preguntó que si los niños tenían una chamarra y ella dijo que no. Nosotros llevábamos unas chamarras por si alguien necesitaba. Ella escogió 2 de la medida de los niños. Estaba muy agradecida y dijo que eso sería el regalo de Navidad. Antes de despedirnos de ella, le preguntamos que si podíamos hacer una oración por ella. Nos tomamos los 3 de la mano y oramos el Padre Nuestro. Ella estaba llorando y dijo que este había sido el mejor regalo. Cuando nos subimos al carro, yo me sentía feliz y con mucha paz, porque ella en su necesidad había escogido la oración como el mejor regalo, porque experimenté que Jesús se hace presente en las necesidades de los demás. El voluntariado con San Vicente de Paúl es un importante acto de stewardship para mí. Literalmente, uso lo que Dios nos ha dado para compartirlos en el amor a Dios y al prójimo. Si estás interesado en ayudar con San Vicente de Paúl, llame a la oficina parroquial. Que tengan buen día y que Dios los bendiga. ¡Viva Cristo Rey!
Hi, my name is Richard Sullivan. A lot of you know me as Dick. I first came to St. Anne's in 1974 when we moved to Wichita. And my 2 youngest children were baptized at St. Anne's, and we've been parishioners ever since. My 4 daughters went to St. Anne's School, and I've had grandkids graduate from St. Anne's too. But you know, for a long time, we were faithful Mass goers, but I wasn't that involved in the parish. I thought I was too busy with my civilian job, Army National Guard, the kids, just everything. But it was kind of an excuse. But after a while, I didn't have that excuse anymore because I retired from both my civilian and military, so I was no longer an employee or a soldier. And my wife passed away, Isabel, in 2001, so I really wasn't a husband anymore. And the kids were out of the house, and so, you know, they didn't need me as much in their lives. So I didn't have those excuses anymore, and I started to think, you know, I'm still a Catholic. And I'm a child of God. So what does He want me to do? Well, you know, I thought about it, and it looked like, to me, it was pretty obvious that He wanted me to get more involved. My daughter at that time, Dana, was actually a director of religious education at St. Anne's, and she was taking a course at the Spiritual Life Center, and she said, well, Dad, why don't you take the course? Well, I did. And that gave me a lot of knowledge, but I still wasn't involved until I got involved. And I was involved later on with several things, RCIA, Knights of Columbus, as far as Helping Hands. And, you know, interestingly enough, I didn't exactly volunteer for those things. Somebody asked me, but I put myself out there where I could be asked. And, you know, as we get older and we have less roles to play and we're not as busy, it's a good time to reassess ourselves and see what can I get involved in. But what I wanted to talk to you about today is what's been one of the most satisfying ministries I've been involved in, which is St. Vincent de Paul Society. It's an international organization, and not all parishes have it, but we do here at St. Anne's. And what it does is it helps people out in the parish boundaries, both Catholic and non-Catholic, because there's many needs. And Matthew 25 tells us, whatsoever you do for the least of these, that you do for me. We have a food pantry. We can help people with utility bills and rent. A lot of people in the parish boundaries have mental and physical disabilities, and sometimes their need is great and ongoing. But a lot of people just have temporary situations where they have medical needs or they just lost their job. And this is what we try and do. And you might consider on your stewardship form volunteering for St. Vincent de Paul, but not all of you will be able to do that. But I would just like to point out that there's boxes for food. We always need food for the food pantry. What we don't need, by the way, is more beans and canned corn, but everything else we do have a need for. And for those of you who haven't noticed, there's a poor box in the back. It's on the right as you leave the church through the double doors, and most of our funds come from that. We do not get any funds from tithing. So I would just like to encourage you all to become involved either as a volunteer or as a helper with St. Vincent de Paul. It's been one of the most worthwhile experiences of my life, because we can see the face of the Lord in the poor. Thank you very much.